What a wonderful entry. And I'm Jessica Einhorn, the Dean of SAIS. So to Ms. Josette Sheeran, our esteemed graduation speaker, to our SAIS faculty and staff, other honored guests, and especially members of the class of 2011, and your families and friends, I'm delighted to welcome all of you to the commencement of the Paul H. Nitze School of Advanced International Studies, SAIS to us, of the Johns Hopkins University. Today, we celebrate the graduation of the class of 2011 as you embark on careers of leadership in the international sphere. We congratulate you on receiving your SAIS graduate degree and on the vision, dedication, and hard work that helped you achieve this major milestone in your lives. Many of you are at heart adventurers. You've traveled the world and witnessed its dynamism and diversity, as well as its despair and even violence. Your determination to leave the world a better place is what brought you to SAIS. In 2011, we find ourselves facing great global challenges as new global powers emerge, Middle East countries move from revolution to political order, the global economy struggles to grow and rebalance, and demography portends great challenges in many parts of the world. Trained, intelligent leaders are more essential than ever. With your understanding of economics, your knowledge of regions and the modern disciplines of international affairs, your expertise in languages, and an education that has combined theory with practical training, we are confident that each one of you is more than ready to lead. As many of you know, I was also once a student at SAIS. The school was much smaller, but one thing has endured: a commitment to international engagement. Looking back at my experience as a graduate student, it was paradoxically in the classroom itself that I learned to look beyond. Our faculty is this school's beating heart. They share a love of teaching and a firm belief that real-life experience is the ongoing laboratory for theory. This rare blend of world engagement and scholarship is what sets them apart. As we honor you, the 67th class to graduate from this unique institution, it is appropriate to remind ourselves of the SAIS mission, which is to prepare future generations of leaders to help shape a better world. At the end of this commencement, the students will present the Max M. Fisher Excellence in Teaching Award. While we single out a single professor at this time, we are mindful of the enormous contribution of the 72 full-time faculty and close to 140 part-time faculty who enrich our school while helping our students understand the world outside its doors. A special welcome this year to Professor David Girard, who joined us for this first commencement. I thank him for his excellent leadership of our program in energy, resources, and environment. Our faculty has made SAIS a center of scholarship in international affairs. As we search for answers to formidable global issues, our work is strengthened by our affiliation with the prestigious Johns Hopkins University, the first research university of the United States. For our students, our partnerships with other universities has allowed 22 members of this class of 2011 to pursue dual degrees in business, in law, and in public health. In choosing SAIS, I know that many of you were drawn to our Washington, D.C. location and the city's rich academic and professional challenges. Our wonderful triangle of campuses in Bologna, Italy, in Nanjing, China, and Washington makes us a truly international school. And today we are indeed fortunate to have Dr. Kenneth Keller, the director of our Bologna Center, with us. We'd like to extend to him a warm welcome. His work and our international campuses allow our students to gain a first-hand knowledge of world affairs from other cultural perspectives. I would add that we are also international in our diverse student body, which represents more than 55 countries. But today we come together united in one purpose, and that is to honor and celebrate the graduating class. Each SAIS class has its own personality and character, its own legacy, and we all loved the class of 2011. You reached out beyond your books and the classroom. You reached out beyond your books and the classroom to educate yourselves in the fullest sense of the word and to further SAIS's mission. During the school year, you took trips that spanned the globe. You took opportunities to travel with learning for on-site study well beyond your classrooms. Conflict management students went to see conflict in the Philippines. Students from several programs outside of Asia took trips to China. Our international law students traveled to Sri Lanka, and strategic studies students participated in their staff ride in France. Indeed, SAIS students are actually always on the move, as no doubt their family knows, with practicums, regional trips, and your own remarkable personal adventures. 28 outstanding members of this class were chosen as finalists in the Presidential Management Fellowship Program, and 9 of you were offered Boren Fellowships to study and research in areas of the world that are critical to U.S. interests. In addition to the awards and accolades, you stretched your intellectual muscles as journalists and scholars, writing and editing the SAIS Observer, the scholarly SAIS Review, and SAIS Perspectives. And as if that were not enough, while tackling a rigorous course load, many of you interned in the public and private sectors across the city and around the world. Working with the Student Government Association, Career Services, and the Office of Student Life, 37 career, regional, and activity clubs played an important role in SAIS by hosting a variety of innovative programs and events. Career clubs are an integral part of the SAIS experience. This year, 12 clubs hosted over 100 programs with over 1,500 attendees. The 2011 recipients of the Career Club leadership this year went to Careers in Development Club, which is good for our speaker. Again and again, when I asked what made this class so distinctive, I was told strong student leadership across the school in programs and activities. I would like to express particular appreciation to members of the Student Government Association, led by SGA President Sean Healy, who worked throughout the year on behalf of all of us. To all of our club and other leaders, your initiative and encouragement helped make this past academic year the great success we all enjoyed. Our whole community carries special memories which will linger for years. We had many happy moments, but we also had 2 tragedies, one so personal and one for the planet to take notice. In our community, we began the year with the tragic loss of Julia Bachliner, whose memory will be honored later in this event. But we also came together to express our solidarity and provide support to the victims of the ferocious earthquake and tsunami in Japan. Ambassador Fujitake came to SAIS to poignantly express his appreciation for the links between his country and the United States, as seen in this hour of need. Last year, your first, was the year of religion, and this was the year of demography at SAIS. Throughout the year and around the school, we learned how demographic trends can create challenges around the world and thus become a palpable force in international affairs. At school-wide events this year, students and other guests heard from prominent figures across a wide array of topics. We opened the year with Secretary Hillary Clinton speaking to us on international health. And as we neared the close, Joint Chiefs Chairman Admiral Mullen addressed us in the annual Rostov lecture. In between, we had literally hundreds of events on campus as scholars and leaders from the private, public, and nonprofit sectors came to SAIS for events large and small to speak with us about international affairs. We salute our SAIS students who study, travel, hold internships, choose amongst 500 events and speakers at the school, engage in public service, and find time to party together and participate in the culture of our city. You honored that SAIS tradition of having fun at the Mr. and Mrs. SAIS competition, the Cherry Blossom Ball, the International Dinner, SAIS Palooza, and of course, your Friday happy hours. But now it's late May when we celebrate the most significant event for us of all, the conferring of degrees. You are leaving SAIS, as they say, to begin a new chapter, and it's true, in your lives of international engagement. Today, you, the class of 2011, join the family of SAIS alumni, an extraordinary group of individuals who hold positions of leadership in government, academia, business, journalism, and nonprofit organizations in this country and around the world. We also owe much to our extended family of friends and contributors, some of whom are here today. And I want to particularly acknowledge our staff, who are all around us today making this beautiful event happen, and who, working with our associate deans, provide support as well as a human touch to every aspect of life at SAIS. Thank you for all that you do. And most importantly now, I want to honor the family and friends of our graduates. As you can see, we have truly enjoyed your children and loved ones. They are adventuresome, idealistic, and caring people. We had the privilege of guiding them for 2 years, while many of you made sacrifices to keep them here. Your love, your support, and your patience have made this day possible. You are our most honored guests, and you deserve our applause. And now a final word to the class of 2011. As you graduate and move into professional lives across the wide spectrum of international relations, I can't help but wonder how each of you will in one way or another help shape and reshape the world as countries, institutions, and individuals adjust to changing realities. There is so much to be done. I trust that with leaders like you engaging in international affairs, we can look to the future with opportunities for peace and prosperity across the globe. We are happy and proud to send you into your chosen areas of professional life. Great hopes go with you, and I know you will live up to them. Thank you. And now I come to a very special treat. The students decide who our commencement speaker should be, and I have the privilege of introducing her. It is a great personal honor to introduce our keynote speaker for today. Josette Sheeran became the 11th Executive Director of the United Nations World Food Program in April 2007. As leader of WFP, as it's known, Ms. Sheeran oversees the world's largest humanitarian agency, which each year gives food to an average of 90 million people in at least 80 of the world's poorest countries. WFP reaches out to hungry people who cannot help themselves, with a special emphasis on women and girls who suffer disproportionately from hunger and malnutrition. WFP and recipients include victims of war and natural disasters, orphans and families affected by AIDS and HIV, and school children in poor communities. Secretary General Kofi Annan, prior to the present Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, appointed Ms. Sheeran to this crucial leadership position, having seen her service on the high-level UN panel on system-wide coherence in the areas of development, humanitarian assistance, and the environment. Through that work, Ms. Sheeran knew, before she entered the job, that she was becoming the leader of a precious gem in the UN system, on whose work so many of the poorest and most vulnerable people's lives depend. She's well prepared for an additional present assignment where she's chair for a 2-year term of the High-Level Committee on Management, which oversees the management and administrative system of the UN. As our SAIS graduates know, preparation makes all the difference in achieving success, and Josette Sheeran is as well prepared as one can be for her daunting responsibilities at WFP. She has worked in the public and private sectors, both managing and engaging in diplomacy. Before the UN, she served as Undersecretary in the State Department for Economic, Energy, and Agricultural Affairs in the United States Department of State. She was responsible for a broad array of economic issues, including development, trade, agriculture, finance, energy, and more. Before state, Ms. Sheeran served as Deputy U.S. Trade Representative, a very important job in the United States, in the Office of the U.S. Trade Representative. There, she advanced the African Growth and Opportunity Act, which helps African countries develop the trade capacity so that they can successfully compete in international markets. She was responsible for negotiations in both Asia and Africa. Ms. Sheeran has a 20-year proven track record as a management leader, including overseeing the U.S. Department of State's Economic Diplomatic Corps of 2000. And before that STR job, she was managing director of StarPoint Solutions, a leading Wall Street technology firm that works with many large companies. She also served as the president and CEO of Empower America, a Washington, D.C. think tank, where she advanced the agenda of economic empowerment for our inner cities as well as developing nations. Public leadership requires skill in communication and understanding public accountability. As managing editor of a major newspaper, a frequent commentator on television news, and as a Pulitzer Prize juror, including for foreign reporting, Ms. Sheeran can count on her own intuition to serve so well in guiding the rest of us through a global crisis in the realm of food security. Global citizens need to have roots in their own communities, and our speaker reached out to her own community by serving on Washington boards of the Urban League, the United Negro College Fund, and other organizations. For our students at SAIS, gender is almost incidental as a characteristic of leadership. Our women and men are trained together with no limits set by gender to their ambitions or their achievements. But I am of a generation that still takes a special joy in calling to the podium a woman who has accomplished so much since she graduated from the University of Colorado in 1976, earning so many friends and so much admiration along the way. Often I say that our students will have careers of many parts, ranging across their paid work in the public, private, nonprofit, or journalism sectors, and their volunteer work in their communities and with internationally active nonprofits. As you all set out on this next stage of your careers, I think you have chosen for us an excellent speaker for our commencement. It is my great pleasure to welcome to the podium Josette Sheeran.